Chevrolet Trailblazer. This particular one is an LT trim. So if you're sitting at home right now and you're scratching your head saying, Joe, didn't you already do a Trailblazer? That was the RS trim. This is now the LT trim. You'll be surprised. A lot of differences, and I think for some of you, you may like this one a little bit more. But before we dive into this, let's talk about the history of the Chevrolet Trailblazer. First appeared back in 1999 as a trim option to the Blazer. What's crazy is that things have really changed for Chevrolet. They brought the Blazer name back, but they did not deliver on any kind of off-road capability. Ford is getting ready to bring the Bronco out. And everybody thought, okay, Chevy's got the Trailblazer, they're going to bring the name back, and that's going to be their off-road vehicle. And guess what? This is what we have. It's called a sub-compact crossover SUV. So this is going to go up against the Nissan Kicks. This is going to go up against the Kia Seltos, the Hyundai Kona. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, where does this fall in their lineup? This actually falls between the Equinox and the smaller Sonic. So kind of crazy the way they have so many different forms of a crossover SUV. Do they really need another one, especially subcompact? You have your LED daytime running lamp. Inside there, you got your turn signal, and then down below, you have your projector beam style headlight design. There's been some other brands that have tried this. I think it's working well on the Trailblazer, and it looks very nice on the regular Blazer as well. And you can see that family resemblance. You drop down, you got a little bit of flat black. So we have flat black, LED fog lamps. We come across the front fascia. Now here's where it gets a little wonky. This top portion, even though it looks pretty good, it's fake. There's no vents here. So that is going to be a zonk. You have that golden bow tie, that iconic logo of Chevrolet, Louis Chevrolet. The chrome trim looks great, and that's where you really see the connection with the Blazer. You work your way down, you do have the flat black, horizontal. This is functional, this is non-functional. All this is non-functional. That's going to be another zonk. You drop down, now we have a little bit more functionality. I like the silver, nice gloss silver that they put. Kind of breaks it up and gives it a little bit more of an off-road SUV look to it. Now when we get up onto the hood, the way that the hood matches and connects to the grille looks clean. You have a nice rise here in the center, kind of raises and goes back to the windshield. You're going to have your two higher peaks on each side. And what I like about the design is it's got a little bit of a curve to it. That's the thing, is that this subcompact crossover SUV, it also features Mazda CX-30, the Honda HR-V. It's getting really hot and heavy, and I think Chevrolet is going to try to do whatever they can to stand out in this class. Now, when we get to the side of the vehicle, here's what we're working with. They take the flat black from the bumper area, bring it around the fender trim. Now, I'm so glad they didn't go any higher. If they would have went higher, it would have looked a little too much like a CX-30, and I also don't think it looks good when you go high with the black plastic, so I'm glad they kept it at that height. On the LT trim, here's what we're working with wheel and tire setup. So you have this 17-inch wheel. I like the gloss black and this machined aluminum design that goes around. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what are the dimensions of this thing? You're looking at 225 on the width and a nice 60 series meaty sidewall. Looks good. I think nice amount of gap between the top of the tire and the inside of the fender. Going down the side on the LT trim, you're going to have color match mirror caps. No turn signal built in. That's going to be a zonk. I do like the way they black out the paint color. This one does not have the optional two-tone roof. And I think it really helps show the lines a little bit better than the RS that we brought to you. Power, 174 pound-feet of torque. This one is front-wheel drive. With this, you can get all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is 90 automatic. This one is with CVT, 0 to 60, and not the fastest of time. It's about 8 seconds. MPG, 99 in the city, and around almost 35 on the highway. So definitely on a fuel consumption. You're going to do really well with the 3-cylinder. If you're wondering, well, Bill, what's the other option? It's a 1.2 liter inline 3 turbocharged engine, around 137 horsepower. But while we go ahead, I don't think this is really the highlight. This is the interior frame. It's now used for a small vehicle. Alright guys, we're inside the 2021 Chevrolet Trailblazer LT. I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, you know, I'm actually digging the outside. I need a little bit smaller vehicle. Maybe I'm downsizing. much is this one? This one is option price MSRP $25,995. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, for the door panels, you're going to get art plastic up top. There's a little bit of gloss black to kind of make things a tad interesting. What I don't like, and I'm going to zonk, is that cloth portion to the back of the door panel. This doesn't look very clean. Armrest is a Rubbermaid material. It's very, very hard. And you do have a smaller pocket down here. You might have to go Whopper Junior and get yourself a small soda instead of the super big old size. Now, when you get to the dash, I do like the material they're using on the dash. It's almost feels like a neoprene, like from a wetsuit material with the stitch work. Normally you would have a 7-inch. This is the 8-inch Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Let me throw it in reverse so you get the backup camera that we have there. It's a little grainy. I almost feel like I need to put on my 3D glasses to look at that. So I'm a little disappointed in the quality on that, but you do have your remote Wi-Fi, nice little flight features, really easy to get to, nice and clean. So that's a nice touch. You drop down, standard AC controls, blower fan switch. You got your little digital display for your temperature. You do have heated seats on this one. We work our way down. Nice large cubby. So you have a nice cubby down there. You can easily put about 8 Twinkies. You have your 12-volt USB-C, USB, and an aux jack. Little kind of fancy little net design. I guess they're trying to remember, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. Come on over to the business side. I want to show you behind the wheel of the all-new Trailblazer. All right, guys, business time on the LT trim. Here's your electric assist control. Easy to get to. It even has a nice lower lumbar. Look at that. You have a space for an emergency Twinkie. So if everybody else eats your Twinkies, you can have one stored for you nicely there. Steering wheel, I'm surprised. The thickness is nice, but it's all rubber. It's meant to look like leather, but it's not. I thought on an LT trim I would have leather, so that's going to be a letdown in a zonk. Like the carbon smoke finish on the steering wheel, nice thumb controls, and then you're going to have a real easy, straightforward dash. So you have an analog tach, analog speedometer. In the center there, you have a digital display. Kind of looks a little dated, and this is a 2021. So I'm going to zonk it, not for the size, but for the color. There's no color. There's no special feature going on there that you see on so many others, even in this class. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the back seat and see how much room your passengers are going to have in the new Trailblazer. All right, guys, back seat time. The great news is that with the way that the roof is very flat, you actually have just as much headroom in the back seat as you do the front, which is great. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's going on with this plastic here? You could actually lay the seat down and put your legs out. So they put the plastic here to take a little bit better beating. You do have a pocket, which is nice. You can put some Twizzlers in there. And then I have a pocket over here too, so I can put, if I want to. Get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Trailblazer for a spin. All right, guys, we are leaving Dimmitt Chevrolet. We're in the 2021 Chevy Trailblazer. This is an LT trim. And right away, the wonderful news is that just like when we did the RS trim, you're going to get that same great visibility out the windscreen. The one thing I'm not liking, especially on an LT trim, is this rubber steering wheel. I really think they could have went with some leather material or something other than just Rubbermaid rubber. So that to me is a zonk. The great thing is not that 8-inch infotainment system may not seem like a big deal, but when you're using it to back up and go through the different functions of the infotainment system, that extra inch makes a big difference. I don't care what she says. The news is on the interior, maximum space, especially for your passengers. And I like how on the LT trim, you're getting that extra connectivity that we showed you. The home power source, the USB, USB-C. And then from a cargo standpoint, the amount of room that you have back there is phenomenal. The only thing I'm just, like I said, I'm a little concerned about is the height of that cargo floor compared to the outside ground. If you got something heavier, you're going to have to work to really lift it up that high and get it into the back. What I do like on the LT trim, you do have, of course, your emergency braking safety feature. It also flashes red lights and an alarm to let you know that the emergency braking is about to get engaged and that you're getting a little close to the vehicle in front of you. So this does have some really great safety features at a lower price point, which there was once upon a time you wouldn't find any of that at this price point. Brakes feel good. Pulling on this side street, back on throttle. It's on the slower side of things. I mean, you know, you're not winning any races. There might be a bicycle or a skateboard rider that beats you, but that's not the purpose of this vehicle. The vehicle, you're going to get great MPGs, usable space on the interior, and if you love that Trailblazer name, or you're still, you know, being raised where your grandfather had a Chevy, his grandfather had a Chevy, and his grandfather before that had a horse named Chevy, then here you are in the year 2020, you can get a Chevrolet and get the Trailblazer. Very, very smooth. I like the feedback that you get, and it's nice that there's snow mode for those of us living up north, even though this is a front-wheel drive model, and there's sport mode as well. But we're going to go ahead and get back to Dimmitt Chevrolet and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Dimmitt Chevrolet. Definitely got to thank Raheel, Eli, and the rest of the crew getting us access to the all-new 2021 Trailblazer. This subcompact crossover SUV class is quite interesting because it's really starting to heat up. Small on size on the exterior, but as you saw, plenty of room on the interior. If you're shopping for a subcompact SUV, I would add this to the list. But like I said, there's some major players in this category, especially coming from Kia with the Seltos, the Kona from Hyundai, the Kicks from Nissan, and the CX-30 from Mazda. But if it's vehicles like these that you want to keep seeing on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ladies Rise merch. You gotta get it at the Big Guns McGee. He's out here with his shirt off just because he's got a bunch of girls staring at him right now. So thank you, Tripod, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next one.
let's talk about green. So we came up with this idea of a
Show me these different modes that you programmed into this thing. Alright, so that is SBC hold. So you can basically just let off the brake. So if you're at a light or something like that, it'll just hold the car. What's the other one?
Number 10, the twin turbo V6. Yep, okay, it's a Kia, and there's some bigger ones coming on this list. We probably start with an engine of 1,500. This is a motor that kind of redefined the brand.
Yes, or brand.
It's the Hyundai Lambda 2 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 that comes in the Kia Stinger Genesis G6.
And this is a modular engine used in a lot of Hyundai and Kia products. But this version of it really grabbed everyone's attention. It's smooth, it's refined, in an almost, dare I say it, German way. And it's got some very interesting effects, including sodium-filled exhaust valves to keep them cool and prevent pre-ignition.
And it's powerful. 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. And since it's twin turbo, a lot of that torque is available really low down in the rev range.
It's not the best sounding and it's not the most amazing engine, but it's one that really showed us that Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia actually have some serious game. Number 9, the BMW S85 V10 from the E60.
Okay, here's the thing. It is the very definition of a double engine.
Just the fact that it's a 500 horsepower V10 engine that screams to 8,250 RPM in a 4-door sedan and can sound like this.
It's a legendary engine, but it cruised through rod bearings faster than James Tube through Alphabet spaghetti.
What? They're delicious and educational.
And while it does have 10 individual throttle buttons, which is awesome, the actuators fail among a whole bunch of other very expensive.
Great engine, not reliable. So before you be a silly and comment that, oh yeah, it's really great being crap, we said it right. There's no choice, you would say.
Number 8, Mercedes AMG 63.
Alright, let's lay it out. An inline 6 can be excellent, and it's great to see Mercedes making one again. An electrically driven supercharger is great. A 48-volt mild hybrid electric system is great, but when you mash them all together, you expect it to become a lumpy experience with power coming from all sides and it being over-engineered. That's not one.
But the reality is so different. What Mercedes did was take an engine that was full of tech and complexity to make it feel pure and simple.
The same simplicity that caused mine and Thomas's love of naturally aspirated engines. The lack of assistance from something like a turbocharger or a supercharger creates, for lack of a better word, a natural and linear feeling of power, one that builds as you go up in the rev range. It makes you want to rev it out. This car is... Ultimately, it's more engaging.
You get all the benefits of a smooth stop-start and the effortless characteristics of a high-tech still engine like that. But then it pulls hard to the red line. It makes a great noise. And it's all the power you would ever need.
And yes, a special mention goes to the 63 engine, which is incredible in its own nuts way. But the 53 engine for us, it just feels like it's moving the game forward, and in such a great way. Number 7. Ferrari 458. Okay, so the engine in the 458 was peak for what Ferrari did in the world of naturally aspirated V8s. Yes, there were more powerful versions of it down the line, but this engine was and is special.
Flat plane fin, right side lubrication, direct injection, and absolutely angelic noise.
Obviously, the turbocharged versions of the V8s in the 488 and its particular versions are objectively superior, but it's hard to beat just atmosphere, explosions, and noise. Also, and this doesn't get brought up enough, it's a beautiful piece of engineering. Just look at it.
Number 6, the 4.0 flat 6 turbo.
The flat 6 is really what Porsche is all about. Horizontally opposed engines have a distinct sound, and while a flat 4 is kind of cool, a flat 6 adds a whole new layer of symphony.
The engine in the 991.1 GT, while still incredible, had a few minor issues.
Yeah, caught fire.
And there was a metallurgical issue that caused the engine to misfire at high RPM. You know, part of the rev range bought the car for. But in the 991.2 GT, it was a D3 version of what is essentially an endurance racing powertrain. So you get to enjoy all 9,000 RPM of what is arguably one of the most amazing engines in any car ever.
The first time you wail past 8,000 RPM in one of these and experience how exquisite the power band is, you'll be hooked on Porsche forever. And I can say that because here's us experiencing it for the first time.
The damping is unbelievable. Like, these are not smooth roads, but it's just so good. It's just like,
Honestly, I like, shut up, Thomas.